Good Tuesday afternoon, everyone. It's 4 o'clock here on the East Coast, actually 4:03, but where this gentleman is from, it's always macho time. I got Hector Camacho Jr., June 19th, live on pay-per-view, tribute to the Kings against Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. in an exhibition. Hector, how you doing, my friend?
I'm doing well, Mark. It's great to be on with you, brother. You know, I've been seeing you. I've been growing up in boxing all my life almost. So it's great to be on.
I've known you a long time. Actually, it's that. Know what that means? It means we're getting old since I've known you a long time.
And what's the good thing, Mark? You don't change. That's the good thing about it. You don't change.
I'm the same guy I've been since day one. So let's get into June 19th. We have this very special night of boxing with you and Julio Cesar Chavez. An unbelievable night of boxing, a tribute to the Kings, and just talk about getting in the ring with Julio Cesar Chavez Sr.
Hey, the dream. Before Julio retired, I tried to get a fight with him when I was coming up. I was in Vines. He beat my father in 1912. And that's a fight I'll never forget. I mean, I tried to do it when it came. Then I tried to get Julio Jr., Chavez Jr., same thing. And it panned out. I went after Omar Chavez. It didn't pan out. So at that time, I said, I fight any Chavez. Omar, Bobby, Angie. And thank God Chavez Sr. at the board said, you know what? I'll do a tribute for Sr. and I'll make this fight happen. Exhibition. So it's a great thing, man, you know?
What's it mean to you? It's funny about boxing. I remember the lead up to your father's fight with him 20 plus years ago. You know, and obviously it's for promotion. You know, it was contentious, but little do we know that they were good friends. And what's it mean to you to share the ring? This is his swan song. He said he's never going to step in the ring again, whether it's exhibition or not. This is his last fight. What are your thoughts on being his last ring dance partner?
It's a blessing, man. It's a blessing, Chavez. You know that he chose me out of everybody to make the last fight against Mexican. My father's a great friend, but by no means I'm friends with Chavez. I love him. I respect his legacy. It's actually one of the fighters I grew up watching, who I love as a fighter. But this is personal. For me, of course, it's got to be personal. So it's personal. I want revenge, you know. I'm not in that. I understand the age difference. I understand, the term of his career, his last fight. I'm pretty sure he won't go out with, he won't go out with a bang. So he's coming to fight, and much we can say exhibition. This is personal.
Also, this special card, you said, you'll fight any Chavez. They're all going to be there. So maybe when they get done with their fights, it sounds like you wouldn't mind fighting all three of them if you could.
Hey, I want to fight all three of them the same. I'm training for a 12-round fight, Mark. I'm training for a 12-round fight. Like, it's a real fight. You want to do 6 rounds. I said, okay, let me do 6 with Chavez. I'll take 3 more. I think the last 3 with Julio. They laughed at it, but my plan is to look good, beat the old man up, so that one of his sons doesn't want revenge on me.
This obviously is an exhibition. Julio, Senior, is getting up there in age. Have you fought your last sanctioned fight, or can we possibly see you in the ring down the road?
You know what, Mark? Boxing is a funny sport. It's a dangerous business. I'm blessed enough to be 42 and still go in the ring and still have my practices together, everything together. But this is a dangerous sport, man. Any shot can end it for anybody. But I'm not focusing on what's next. I'm focusing on Julio looking good in the exhibition. It might be my last fight. I'm approaching my last time in the ring. Let's see. 42 years old, not an age you want to be in the ring with. The young boys. You don't want to be there with the young boys this age. So, who knows? Might be my last.
This show, it's called Tribute to the Kings, which means a tribute to the Chavez family, a tribute to Anderson Silva, who's considered the greatest MMA fighter, and also a tribute to the Camacho family and the Alvarez family as well, with Ramon on the card, and also a tribute to the Camacho family. Being this fight is the day before Father's Day, does this have, how much extra meaning is this for you?
Big time. I'll kick his butt in Mexico. No, big time, It's Father's Day. I'm sure my father looking down with a smile on his face. We thank Julio for giving the opportunity. If Julio won, it would never happen. So I'm thankful to Julio. But when the bell rings, all that love, or the friendship get tossed out the window the next 6 rounds.
Obviously, there's been a lot of renewed momentum about your father recently with the documentary that came out on Showtime several months ago. I'm sure you watched it. I thought it was beautifully put together. What were your thoughts on it?
A great job at the draft. I have my hands on it as well. I was hands on in Puerto Rico, take everything to the hood, to the cities, my father's house, my grandma's house. I mean, it was a great documentary. Hands down, of course, one of the best I've seen. But I think it tells a shit light on my father's life. People know him inside the ring, but outside the ring, he was a hell of a person, big-hearted person. People loved him. Yeah, he was cocky in the ring, but outside the ring, he was humble. He's from New York City, man.
I will say this: he was probably one of my first favorite fighters. Being that I was 7, 8 years old, I knew on CBS on a Saturday afternoon or ABC or one of the networks, I would be able to see Hector Camacho. And I guess people around my age or people got into boxing around that age, a lot of them probably feel the same because he's one of the first guys that I remembered as a pro fighter, and I used to love. In fact, I was there March 1st, 1997, when he retired the great Sugar Ray Leonard in Atlantic City.
You know what? You had to love Macho Camacho. You had no other choice. He fought the best. His outfits, his ring entrance. Even to this day, Mark, you watch boxing, about 90% of boxers wear the Macho Camacho type boxing trunks. The young guys. And I'm pretty sure they didn't even know who they got it from. Who the originator, who the pioneer was Hector Macho Camacho. I go down in history. I'm proud of that.
Do we expect you, I mean, if this is your final ring appearance, will we see something flamboyant from you walking into the ring in front of maybe 40, 50,000 people in Guadalajara, Mexico?
Well, there's a saying that apples don't fall far from the tree. So it's macho time, it's last camera action. Hey, tune in June 19th.
What's in boxing today? You obviously you're a great amateur fighter, you're a great pro fighter. What in boxing today kind of gets Hector Macho Camacho Jr. To tune in?
It's tough. The game has lost a lot. It became more of a business than a sport. Oh, it's been a business, but for us fighters, it's more of a business than a sport. We're losing that touch a little bit when the best fighters want to face each other. You got the young fighters out there, the Ryan Garcia, the Tank Davis, the Wood put on the line, the Fima Lopez. You have those, but I'm back into boxing, not just for myself, to get back to the sport of boxing. Probably after I own my own promotion company and teach the fighters what it is, about being a fighter, how to market yourself. Financial courses. 90% of us fighters, we retire broke, Mark. You know that. Yeah, 90% fighters broke. You have no union, you have no retirement fund, no 401k plan. You got to change your boxing.
Julio Sr.'s last fight, I'm sure, against Jorge Arce, they stood in there, and that didn't look like an exhibition fight. They stood in there and they traded, they went to war. Can we expect that from you on Saturday night, June 19th, live on pay-per-view?
Without a question. I'm training hard. I'm not going to let my youth overcome them by boxing, moving around the ring. I plan to stay there toe-to-toe with them, bang it out with them, and let's see who's more macho. I mean, this is my last time, so I'm willing to stay with the legend, bang it out. But one of the best I'm looking to do, absorb that knowledge. And this is one of the best fighters ever, Mark. It's a blessing going inside the ring, sharing the ring with him, and absorb that knowledge. Man, this hands down one of the greatest Latino fighters ever. So I'm looking forward to it, staying there, picking up some tricks, maybe trying to outpoint him, maybe trying to out-slick him, out-maneuver him. I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be a fun night.
Obviously you already said how important it will be to kind of get even. Is that kind of at the end of the day when you leave the ring, for the last time on June 19th, is to say, you know what, you might got my dad, but I got you. Is that the moral of the story?
Hey, that's the mindset I'm training with. I'm preparing for that. That's what's pushing me over the hill. Now, 42, I don't want to hear he's old. I'm old too. My leg hurt when I go jogging. My knees hurt. I mean, we're in the same ballpark. But the mind frame I have is that I want to get off of him. I want to do something my father didn't do. I want to beat Chavez. And, get a win out there for myself, for Puerto Rico, for my father, for my traditional family, for the legacy. Yes.
I would imagine a guy like you like to draw attention, like you said, with the ring entrances. You're excited to walk in the ring against 50,000 people who probably do not like you a little bit.
You know what? If you're a young kid, we all dream of this. If you want to be a baseball player, we all dream about the last inning. in the last home run to win the game. If you're a basketball player, you always dreamed about going to other opponent's court, home court, hitting the last shot to win the game. As a fighter, I dreamed of this. Walking into enemy territory in front of thousands of people and performing. I dreamed of this night. There's a reason why I'm here. There's a reason it's happening. So yes. I'm going to absorb everything. Maybe my last ring walk. So yes, let me take it all in.
What do you want to say to the fans out there before we see you on Saturday night, June 19th, live on pay-per-view, tribute to the Kings?
Support the legacy. This is much more than Mexico versus Puerto Rico. This is show the world that the best fighters are Latino-American fighters, Latino fighters. You've seen the last true great, Julio Cesar Chavez in the ring for the last time. I'll make sure that. But you're going to see the last great Julio Cesar Chavez in the ring the last time. On the legacy, on these two kings. I mean, it's macho time.
And like I said, I agree with you. This is much more, it's about boxing fans paying tribute to Chavez, to the Camacho family, to Anderson Silva, who, Grant was a boxer, but he was the top of his sport, to the Alvarez family. I mean, and plus there'll be other fights on the card. I mean, what more can you want in a night of boxing?
Hey, big names. These are the household names in boxing. What better night? Yeah, you got other exhibitions going on. You got the Cotto versus the Marquez. You got this, you got that. But this is the last you see a true boxing great who opened the doors for all of us Latino fighters. For De La Hoya, he opened the door for my father did, Chavez did. So what you see from him on now with the Latino fighters, just keep in mind these fighters here open the door for us.
And it's funny this weekend, Canelo's fighting, and there's going to be 70,000 people there. But there might not be a Canelo fighting in front of 70,000. If Julio didn't fight in front of 135,000 back in Mexico City.
Absolutely. He opened the doors for all of us. Macho Camacho opened the door for the Floyd Mayweathers, for the De La Hoyas, the showmanship. Before Camacho, the Ali, Sugar Ray, then you had the Macho Camacho open the doors. Man, the costume, the outfits. I mean, yes, pay tribute to the Kings.
There you have it. One last question. Where do we find you on social media?
You can find me on IG, Hector Camacho 3, on Facebook, which I'm always on, Hector Camacho Jr. Oh, you hear the latest news? Tune in. Mark Abraham, 15 rounds.
15 rounds. There we got. Thank you for a few minutes of your time, Hector. I've known you a long time. Good friends of you a long time. Yeah. Can't wait to see you in the ring on Saturday night, June 19th, live on pay-per-view, tribute to the Kings. Order it now. Call your local pay-per-view provider, and it's going to be a great night of boxing.
A special thanks to Saul Rios, Bodisteca Boxing, Toscano Boxing putting this event on. They believed in it and went through it. Thank you. Thanks to the boxing fans. It's Macho Time, June 19th. All Kings brought in Mexico.
Let me tell you something. Like I started the interview, it's 4:15 now, but to me, it's always Macho time. That's what time
God bless you, Mark. Thank you.
Can't wait to see you. Thank you, and best of luck. Thank you.
Thank you, brother.
Thank you to Hector Camacho Jr. We will see him on Saturday night, June 19th, live on pay-per-view, tribute to the Kings. Also on the card, Omar Chavez takes on Ramon Alvarez. Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. takes on the MMA legend Anderson Silva. There'll be two more great bouts on the pay-per-view, and then there's be other ways to watch this, I guess 7 fights on before the pay-per-view. So it's a full night of boxing on Saturday night, June 19th. I'll be back tonight. Got 2 big interviews with Rasheem Jefferson, who headlines against Daul Olguin this Saturday night, live at the 2300 Arena in Philadelphia, live on BXNGTV.com, as well as Shenard Bunch, who also will be on the card. So come back tonight, 7 o'clock Eastern, to listen to Rasheem Jefferson Jr., a bright prospect, a featherweight prospect, and also to junior welterweight 14-1, I believe 12 knockouts, Shenard Bunch. So thank you. We'll see you